Dear students, in my previous video you had learned the types of targeting, and there we had learned the two important types. One is mass marketing strategy and the second one was the large segment strategy. Let's understand the other important types of targeting. One is the adjustment segment strategy. Adjustment segment strategy here means when a single segment focus has reached the point of full market penetration and after a single market segment successful, the marketer opts for adjacent marketing strategy. A closely related segment is tackled next. Practically here understand, you had noticed generally the companies or the marketers, they add some related product or services already in which they are the leader. Adjustment segment strategy is followed where the first or single segment has already reached at the point of full market penetration. You all know that in the product life cycle there are different stages starting from the introduction, growth and maturity. When the one single segment achieved at the maturity level, the marketers they add some second important type of the product or services in the next related segment. So that is known as the adjacent segment strategy. For example, Suzuki entered the Indian market with the Maruti 800 at the low price end of the market. Then presently Alto serves this segment. As Maruti penetrates this segment, it moved to an adjacent segment in terms of price and quality by adding the Maruti Gen. And you will notice that different variant of the cars are produced by the Maruti. Practically, they all are come under the adjacent segment strategy. Then another is multi-segment strategy. Market segmentation opens the door to multiple market-based strategies and greater marketing efficiency. For example, in case of a power supplier, these segments may include domestic users, government users, commercial establishments, factories, occasional users. You had noticed that the power supply companies or the power supply organization who sells the power, they sell at the different rates depending upon the requirement of the consumers. And they classify those different users into different categories. For example, domestic users, government users, commercial establishment, factories, occasional users. So this type of the strategy is known as the multi-segmentation strategy, where the different segments subsidize in order to have the target marketing. Then the other important strategy may lie small segment strategy. Small segment strategy here means although a market may provide three segment opportunities, a business with limited resources and capabilities may decide to compete only in the smallest segment. Such a small segment is normally ignored by large competitors using mass market or large segment strategies. Even businesses with multi-segment strategy may feel ineffective to focus on such a small segment. In the case of Mercedes, for a very long time, it used a small segment strategy to focus on luxury car market. However, due to competitive pressures and attractiveness of adjacent segments, it is following a dual segment strategy. Small segment strategy here means different segments being created and the marketers they generally concentrate only to the small segment, maybe due to the limited resources, maybe due to their limited capabilities. Idea is there that segment is to be served which is not majorly ignored by the large competitors. So this may also be the other important strategy with reference to the target marketing. Then other strategy may be practically, which is known as the niche segment strategy. The word niche itself implies that one is targeting a limited number of consumers or a particular set of customers. Separating a market into 100% homogeneous segment is really difficult. कई बार कंपनीज क्या करती हैं, अगेन ड्यू टू लिमिटेशन ऑफ देयर रिसोर्सेज or due to limitations of their capabilities, they find out a very small segment and cut that segment from the whole other segment. Objective is there that they should serve only to that segment where the other competitors they are weak or they are not serving. In that case, the marketers they get the edge over the others, and they had also the monopoly situation in that case, and they should have the advantage over there. You should come across this type of the strategy is also known as concentrated marketing. Home pizzas are the Starbucks of the pizza world. Therefore, plenty of room for them is to play in the big gap between the fine dine pizzas. Practically, you come across that here in case of the niche market segment strategy, the marketers serve a very small part of the segment considering their need and concentrated to serve to them. It had the advantage on two sides to the marketer. First, they had to apply the less resources, and secondly, they would have the more return to them because the other competitors they are not paying complete attention to that, or they are not willing due to the small segment organization or due to the small segment. So this is known as the niche segment strategy. Then a very important question arises that if you have to select a particular segment, what factors you have to consider for making your target marketing a very concentrated and very effective strategy. For that case here, there may be sub-segment strategy. Sub-segment strategy again here means that the segment is further divided into the small segments, and all those small segments may be served in a very technical way. If there are meaningful differences in customer needs within the segments which are presently not being met by current market segment, then there is need for possible sub-segmentation. For example, a ready food kitchen may go in for the segmentation within such segment. It may go for office delivery, food for standing on the ground floor, and customer sitting with air-conditioned atmosphere on the first floor. Food remains the same, but prices differ. We may call it as the micro marketing. You have noticed the same strategies followed by the Indian Railways. When they practically in the same train, they different coaches they are divided into different classes. They may have the first class, they may have the AC3 class, AC2 class, AC1 class, chair car, and even sleeper class and the general class. Idea is there that when the needs are not technically recognized or they are different of the different subparts of the segment, so they follow the sub-segment strategy. Now, as I am sharing with you that there may be the certain important factors which is to be kept in mind while selecting a particular target marketing depending upon the need of targeting. Those factors may comprise existing market share and market homogeneity. What it means? See, overall, the very important factor which you have to see, that is cost and revenue. हम उस टारगेट मार्केट के लिए कॉस्ट कितनी लगा रहे हैं और रेवेन्यू कितना लगा रहे हैं, हमें वहां से अर्न होगा जो इनकम होगी. टिल द लेवल इट इज एट पार, द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में सर्व टू पर्टिकुलर टाइम, लिमिटेड टाइम, बट cost and revenue is the very important element which is to be considered while selecting for targeting or target market. Existing market share and market homogeneity. Existing market में हमारा शेयर कितना है और मार्केट की यूनिफॉर्मिटी, होमोजेनिटी, यूनिफॉर्मिटी कितनी है. एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट एक्सपर्टाइज, जो मार्केटर है उसका एक्सपीरियंस, उसका प्रीवियस रिकॉर्ड, उसका एक्सपर्टाइज कितना है एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट में. लाइकलीहुड ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एंड मार्केटिंग स्केल इकोनॉमीज. यू ऑल नो एज द लेवल ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीजेस, द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और प्रोड्यूसर have the certain economies or the savings. So likelihood of production and the marketing scale economies, कि हम जितना अगर प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज करेंगे तो हमें मार्केट में कितनी सेविंग हो सकती है. नेचर, डिग्री ऑफ द कंपिटिटिव एनवायरनमेंट, मार्केट के अंदर जो competitive environment है उसकी nature कैसी है, ऑटोमेटिकली उसकी डिग्री कितनी है, इंटेंसिटी कितनी है, दिस इज ऑल्सो द फैक्टर. द फोर्सेस ऑफ मार्केटिंग एनवायरनमेंट एंड मार्केटिंग ट्रेंड्स. मार्केटिंग एनवायरनमेंट वेरी वेरी डायनामिक एंड वोलाटाइल फैक्टर. मार्केटिंग एनवायरनमेंट में फोर्सेस कौन कौन सी हैं एंड द मार्केटिंग ट्रेंड्स क्या है. देन कैपेबिलिटी एंड ईज ऑफ मैचिंग कस्टमर नीड्स. कस्टमर्स की जो नीड है उसके लिए हमारे पास कैपेबिलिटी, हमारे रिसोर्सेज एंड हाउ इजी वी कैन मैच टू देम. कस्टमर्स हैव द वैरायटी ऑफ द नीड्स, बट हाउ इजी, with what resources, with what capabilities we are in position to match customer needs. Then segment attractiveness in terms of size, structure and growth. Only that target market could be served effectively when there should be a reasonable size, structure should be homogeneous and likely to have the growth. Then only we could expect good revenue, good returns from that. Then available corporate resources, as I share with you that availability of resources is a very very important factor, because the overall growth, the overall application of the services, the overall provision of all the factors, that depends upon the available corporate resources. Then anticipated profitability and market share. Anticipated means projected, forecasted. हमें फ्यूचर में प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी कितनी लाइकली हो सकती है, प्रोबेबली, और कितना हम मार्केट शेयर जो है वो गेन कर सकते हैं. सो ऑल दीज आर दी सम ऑफ द वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर विच डिसाइड द क्राइटेरिया फॉर द टारगेटिंग एंड द नीड ऑफ द टारगेटिंग. सो वी हैड कवर्ड ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ द सेगमेंटेशन, टारगेटिंग एंड पोजिशनिंग. Segmentation we had earlier covered. We have today covered the targeting part. In our next class, we are going to cover the last portion of this important topic, that is relating to the market positioning or positioning, how the organization they position their services, their goods in a very very effective way. I hope you had understood this important topic, and in case you had any doubt, any query, please refer to me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you very much for joining the class. Have a wonderful day. Once again, I request you, dear student, get a printout of the material which I had sent you in the class group, and always be handy with that important material. That material is going to help you in a very, very concentrated and effective learning. Once again, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.